Okay, so I'm gonna pick up from where the most recent Interloper Long Dark stream left off with this new stream. The first part is already posted to YouTube, and I think for the next 6 or so days we'll also be on Twitch if you want to catch the stream on Twitch, where it was originally run. We're going to be resuming. This is second attempt at Interloper difficulty on the Long Dark. This run is going a lot better. This time we're at Quonset Garage, which is where we're going to pick up. We haven't looted the place yet, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start looting the place. See if we can find anything particularly valuable or useful here, and depending on based on what we loot, we will then decide where we're going after that. Second can.
Something's gotta go.
Character's already whining at being over the carrying capacity. This is one of the places I'll probably end up sort of setting up a main base. So we're not going to take much stuff from here unless it's going to have immediate potential use on the character going forward. Some simple tools which are very useful. We might end up using that to repair the hacksaw. Right on the floor there. Because basically what we're looking for right now is we need to find one heavy hammer and get the tactical backpack. That's the long-term goals we're looking towards for right now. The hammer will allow us to make the knife and the axe, and the technical backpack's just a good thing to have.
That'll come in handy.
And it's one of those items that's easier to get the earlier you get it, because it involves climbs to get up and get it. So if you get too well geared up, it'll be harder to do those climbs without having it, obviously. And also, as time goes on, the temperature goes down. So the temperature will go down, I think it's all... Oh, I forgot how many degrees it is. A decent number of degrees over time. I think it's like a half a degree per day for 50 days. And obviously, as the temperature goes down, that means you're going to want to wear warmer clothes, which is weighs more, and you can sort of get into a loop of it gets harder and harder to do the longer you take to do it. So doing it early in a run is very useful. Once you're good up enough, you can get into a situation where it's probably safe to do it either way, even if it has been a really long time. And eventually, even after we've done it, we'll probably go back up there for a second pass. It's just the first pass, you gotta go up pretty light, because you obviously don't have the backpack. The purpose of the backpack is it gives you +5 carrying capacity. But you can't be over carrying capacity like we are right now when doing climbing. Well, start climbing. If you end up over while climbing, it does let you finish, which is an important thing to note. Okay, so we didn't find anything really game-changing in here, so we probably won't go straight to the backpack. Probably take a detour, because the biggest problem with going straight to the backpack is I have to go through a cave. That cave would be a lot easier to do with the lantern. Probably so, because we got a lot of the lantern fuel. So I'll start doing some inventory triage. I don't need this many flares, so we're going to drop a flare off here. Usually I run like 2 regular flares and a marine flare. We're going to run 2 marine and a regular because we're short on the regular. Once we have a lantern, these will get merged into the lantern, so we don't drop those. The simple tools we want to hold on to for repairing things like the hacksaw. So we'll actually go ahead and put the simple tools on the counter over here next to the hacksaw. This is where I usually come in this space to do the repairing / construction. We'll call lot of hacksaws on the table here. Wearing all the clothes. What's our fabric look like? We've got 2 fabrics, so we don't got enough to do any real repairs. Yeah, we definitely need as many whetstones. Or the book. And the book I just dropped can be dropped on the floor. We'll make a pile of books here, because we definitely don't need as many books. Tempting to read 1 Frozen Angler, so I'll hold on to the first Frozen Angler. An Interloper, you have to make your own tools, so whetstones are somewhat valuable, but they don't have any value until you've made your tool and hold onto them long enough to wear them out, or to wear them down. So we're not rushing there. Our crowbar is looking a bit worn, but it's not worth. Well, there's no easy way to repair that, so crowbar's gonna have to stay crowbarred. We're gonna leave a little bit of coal here. Ready down to weight. Probably gonna take most of the stuff with us, because we don't actually have very much, so it's not getting in the weight way. Right, we're gonna do a little bit of processing of goods, so then when we have time to cook them later, they'll be ready to be cooked. Bit of a shame, we're gonna end up going to bed a little earlier than ideal. Yeah, that's enough fire extinction, especially if we're gonna go. I think I'm gonna go to Mystery Lake instead to Pleasant Valley. I had found a lantern here, we go to Pleasant Valley, but we're gonna go to Mystery Lake instead. I'm going to take a rest to get the fatigue down low. No, I am going to leave the stuff we need specific cooking equipment for, just to save weight. So that's going to stay here. We'll take the cans with us if we get lucky and find a can opener. We'll be able to open and use those without any penalties. So now it's time to sleep. We're going to sleep 10 hours. Or however long it will let us sleep. Might not actually get 10 hours. We don't end up getting 10 hours. If we had done 10 hours, we'd actually be out of order in the variable building. Now, the magic trick of the windows in Quonset is we can sort of move around in the dark fairly easily. And we'll be able to exit here. So here's one of the exits. And off we go. Would prefer it to be a bit brighter out, and obviously not have this level of precipitation. Okay, I think I got the frog out of my throat. Frogs. Well, occasionally you can hear them. Oh dear. How do I want to handle this? We're gonna start the torch. Oops, I just wasted a match. Now it's too windy to light. Oh dear. We're gonna go with the sprint away from the wolf option. Because the next place we're stopping is a place we can duck into. Lose the wolf. I can duck in here for a moment. Give it a moment. Hopefully the wolf will go back to his zone. We're not warm in here, but we're not in a complete rush. Oh, I lost the wolf. Cool. Okay, well, I accidentally wasted a match there. Though I
Can't
probably would have
feel my
very rapidly
feet.
lost that fire anyway, based on the fact I wasn't able to use another match to light the torch. We do have enough visibility here, combo to the landmarks, to easily figure out where we're going. So if you got experience knowing where we're going, you probably know we're heading along the road. I'm gonna stop at
I'll die if I
the
don't warm up soon.
trailer buildings across from the mine. Lower mine. And warm up there. I might even take a short nap there to help speed with the warming up. And try to get the weather and or the light conditions to change. There is sometimes a wolf between me and there. It's a little bit more common stalker than it is on Interloper. That's why I've got the flare out, is to ward off the wolf in the emergency. As we know from a little bit earlier, it's a little too windy to use a torch out. Here worth looting before I go in the cabin. Looks like no. Duck in here. From that short jog, we went ahead and managed to clear off about an hour of rest. So we can sleep for a quick hour, get a bunch of warmth back. It's still not going to be bright enough unless I light a torch to search the building. It would be nice to search the building, but maybe not worth the match right now. Oh, maybe I can get another hour if I need another hour. Looks like I had 1-0 join for all of 4 seconds. Decide, probably from a visibility standpoint, that it wasn't engaging to watch. They popped back off again. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to know about a particular mechanic that I don't go over just randomly, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll try to explain it. I suppose if you are watching on Twitch,
Cold's making my head feel thick.
probably watching the VOD and not the actual live stream, which will be up for like 7 days after I live stream it. Feel free again, either leave a comment or let me know, and I can try to answer questions or specific things you want to see. Feel free to let me know. Those are beds. Is this the door? This is the door. Yeah. Okay. Anything else we want to do here? It's been 2 hours, but I doubt the weather has really improved. It's not going to be bright out. Might not be as dark out. Okay, this is better visibility weather. This is also better lighting conditions. So right now we're heading over to Mystery Lake. There's 2 different ways to get there from here. Is we can go up that road and take the highway, or we can stay down here on this road and go over to the river and go up the river. I'm going to go up the river because that's going to let me harvest a lot of cattails, which is something I can easily do in the dark. Whereas the highway, a lot of the benefits going up the highway is you get to dock into a lot of, or slide into a lot of buildings to warm up and search the interiors of those, where you're more likely to get manufactured goods. But one drawback of that approach is you might want to actually see things in those dark buildings because it's nighttime. That's not
Too
easy
cold
to
to
do.
think.
Because the weather is fairly calm, I might start up a fire to warm up and stop taking condition damage, and to make a bunch of water. Because we consumed all the water. And to keep sleeping so as to pass the time, we need more water. We got a bunch of food coming up in the form of cattails, but we've got, unless we boil the water, we got no water coming up, so we need to be prepared to make some water. Actually, this is a really good spot to stop for that, because what I can do is we've got two little sticks here I can break by hand. While we're waiting for the water to boil. Four attempts to start this fire before we run into real problems. Hopefully it doesn't take 4.
Come on. Come on.
As I said, hopefully it doesn't take 4. That's 1. On to attempt 2.
Come on.
On to attempt 3. 60% chance of success, so probability of failing each one is 40% chance, so 40 times 2 is
Come on. Come on.
not actually that much lower than 40 once. There we go.
It worked.
No, I want to add fuel. We'll add 2 coal and a bunch of sticks to just give us a bunch of time. Should also give us a decent amount of warmth. We can warm up here. And let the light improve. There's a torch. Yeah, that torch wants to be harvested. Harvest it, turn it into a stick. As you get better at starting fires, you can get more fuel value for a stick, and that can also translate into you being able to harvest your torches, throw them in the campfire, and get a better torch out.
All I can
Okay, so
think
we got about an
about
hour for those bile and dry. Is it going to take an hour to cut you? It's like way more than an hour, so we're not going to do that. I think we've harvested all the fuel we're going to get here. So you're going to take more than an hour. Yeah, you're going to take more than an hour. Alright, so we're going to get another batch of water. Well, actually, I can do another batch after this one. And we can get an hour on our book here.
Thank goodness. Made it through another night.
Some tea while we're at it. And then we'll get on the road again. Much more hydrated, much brighter out, so we can see what we're doing when we get into the next building. And that will also give a bunch more torches.
Never been so hungry in my life.
Yeah, we need to get to the river to keep this guy well fed. He isn't achieved well fed because we had a bit of period when we were out of food in DP, in Desolation Point. Because there's no real cattails out there. We've been pretty well fed since then, so given time and patience, we should get them well fed if we can keep them fed. And also in the soon to arrive at buildings might find a little bit of food. Couple things to loot from the floor here. So the swing kit's useful. The swing primer a little less so. Though again, like many skills, the first book to get you from level 1 to level 2 is surprisingly useful. Falls off in value a lot after that.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
A little overweight, mostly in torches. Well, mostly in burnable stuff, so we'll have to leave some burnable stuff behind. Just to not take the calorie consumption and movement speed malices. Plus, eventually we are going to do a climb coming up, and that climb requires us to be not overweight. So we need to keep our inventory below 30 kilograms until we get either well-fed or the backpack, each of which had 5 to that limit. Tin of sardines.
This
We're gonna
food.
risk eating that right away. It's gonna get sick. That's good. Otherwise, not really seeing anything of immediate value in here. We don't have time to tear the fabric apart for repairs.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, we're a little overweight. And nothing really just in this building. Is a moment of warming up. I wonder if we're gonna run into the bear on the river. That'd probably be the worst case scenario going up the river. As we find the bear directly ahead of us on the river. Have to take a large detour around him. Hook. Not immediately useful, but could be useful later. If we get a bit of cured guts, we can make some hook and line out of the hook. Hook is one of the items, though, you can make straight from scrap metal at any work location, so not quite as valuable as like an arrowhead, which requires the hammer. Is that pants good enough? Good enough to be an outer?
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
And that was the last building because this was assembled. This is where we had and is that the bear I just heard? Maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a bunch of fuel here. We're gonna drop the fuel amount to get more travel capacity. Zoom a little faster. We are getting a bit chilly, so I will probably stop shortly to warm up / make more water. we'll take a little condition damage. Because I think coming up we'll be able to find a deer,
Can't feel
deer
my
carcass.
hands.
So we'll probably harvest that deer carcass, and that'll be when we warm up. And the deer carcass will probably hit the campground up this river, so we're just going to follow the river up until we hit the campground. Cutting a little bit of the corner off as far as this river goes, and as a side effect, leaving behind some of the cattails that I could be harvesting, but we don't need to capture every last cattail. We're mainly capturing it for food value, short-term food value, because they don't spoil.
Damn.
And they're decent density on calories. And we're also gathering from the tinder starting, so we were at 2, and now we're up to 4 tinders. Once we hit campfire starting 3,
Anything right about now.
you don't need tinder anymore, but until then, you do need tinder. I need to be ahead on the swivel here because there is a potential bear spawn on, well, any difficulty, but on Interloper in particular is a potential. So I think on Stalker it's always up, but on Interloper it isn't. So we might not run into a bear. There might not be a bear up here to run into, but if there is a bear, we do need to be careful. And the torch I'm carrying arguably is not helping us hide from that bear, so on the other hand, it is also making us more visible to the bear, so inversely, a little less likely for it to do a surprise jump us, because it will probably warn us that we're close. But the sort of windy nature of this river means we can get undesirably close before the bear or us see each other. I'm going to take a detour off the river here for these birch saplings and to check the bear cave. Though I am going to eat one of these cattails, so we don't go into starvation, so we can hopefully continue moving towards well-fed. Okay, so I am seeing bones in this cave. So this bear is up. Where he is, I don't know, but he is up. He is spawning here, and with this weather, he should be spawned in. So the question is, where is he actively? As sort of tedious it is to move in and out of the inventory to eat cattails instead of just eating a bunch right now, because I know I'm going to, in theory, find some deer meat, and when I do, I will want to completely consume the deer meat and not take any of it with me, because it will smell, which is why I'm not... Oh, wolf. Okay, wolf is a whole lot less threatening than the bear in this situation. Come on, get spared my fire and go away. I was worried that that would be the bear. I think that's a good indication that the bear isn't on top of us, because they spook each other. Well, the bear isn't spooked by the wolf is spooked by the bear, so the fact that that was an unspooked wolf does not mean that the bear is right down the corner. Trying not to hit 0 calories so we can get well-fed. Well-fed will mean more carrying capacity. So my tendencies in this game to hoard equipment don't bite me too much in the butt. That's one of the reasons I go for well-fed fairly early on in Interloper. Might technically be a bit stronger to not do that very early on. But there's usually enough food that if you're well practiced in Interloper that you're not going to run out of food. Or, well, as long as you're decent at hunting, you're not going to run out of food. If you're not that great at hunting, you can always go starvation tactic with rabbits. So food is not usually the issue you have in Interloper.
I could eat anything.
Though it is omnipresent because the most reliable renewable sources of food both don't travel well and make you smell if they do. If you do have to travel with them. So we hear the crows for the carcass I'm thinking of. Could be a deer carcass in this campground. Just where is the deer carcass? I don't think that's the deer carcass. Oh, maybe we don't have the deer carcass up. I think that's a human carcass if it's over there. We'll go inspect that human in a moment. Yeah, did not get a deer carcass here. Oh dear. Oh dear, we don't have a deer. Unless I am wrong, and that carcass up there is in fact a deer. So here's the human, so here's what they're circling above. And human is obviously not deer. Grab a couple crow feathers that we can see easily. I'm gonna hang around to look for the third. There should be a third somewhere. Going a little overweight. I'd probably prefer to be underweight. Going a little overweight right now. Picking up all the saplings because we're approaching a good place to drop them off. Which was actually the plan for the deer carcasses. Deer carcasses would give me guts and hide, but I also want to abandon in a good place for it. And that good place is right here. So we're gonna go in there, we're gonna warm up a bit. We might not actually warm up inside. I might start off a campfire outside. We are gonna go inside and do a bit of inventories looking.
I can always use more food.
Some beef jerky. We'll probably eat that beef jerky. Because if memory serves, it's not... It might be a little bit better than the cattails. So I'll have to double check when I get to it. We're traveling with. Okay, so leave the things we want to leave to cure behind. I'll leave a note about it.
Too heavy.
So we go to the notes. What day is it? It's day 4. 4 on Costal Highway. River. Cabin. 4. Birch. Bark. Saplings. And 2 maple. Saplings. slide out here and we'll make a little bit of a fire to warm up and cook some more water and some more teas. Okay, so to make this warm enough, I'm gonna use some of the renewable coal that I sourced earlier. Renewable in game, not renewable in real life. We are gonna... Okay, so the stale beef jerky is just a little bit more travelable than the cattails, but it also has a condition monitor. So I'm gonna eat it instead of let it go bad. And we want to go ahead and craft those rose hips and the mushroom. We'll prepare the rose hips and prepare the mushroom. At which point this water should be just about done. Bunny. Tempting to try to hunt the bunny. The bunny ran off. Yeah, I think I spooked the bunny. The bunny ran off. Got some tea. For no other reason than to get the cooking level up. Something about 10-15. We'll see if we can score a bunny in that time. If not, we'll just head on our way. There's his pitter-patty feet. It's not the bunny in the distance. That... I think that is the bunny in the distance. Two bunnies. Really, game?
I don't feel so good.
Needless to say, spooked the second bunny. Means I can't sprint after it, and it's running off into the wilderness. Oh, it's gonna come back. Okay. Darn. This is warm traveling there, which makes it a bit disappointing that we're not going to be traveling in it. And that strain is really annoying. I've got smooth travel on, which is one of the accessibility options, just so that
Too much stuff to carry.
walking long distance in character around a character that is hobbling like that might not be nice to the viewers, so I've turned that off. If I'm just playing for myself, I might have left that on, but I've turned it off for the moment. But this would probably be even more annoying otherwise. Actually, we'll go this way. Is it just the one? Just the one. Okay, so. It's a shame we won't be traveling this weather, but we'll be nice and semi-well fed due to all this rabbit harvesting.
All I could think about is food.
Throw a bunch of 600s for time on the fire. As you can see, rabbits don't give the best calorie return. We are providing calorie return. Well, it's literally better to do this with no tools, okay. Or that's the one that might be better with tool. Yeah, okay, so the guts are better with tool, the hides are better by hand. Yeah, we're gonna have to sleep off that spring, so I don't want to deal with it. Would be pretty safe to complete this trip with the sprain. But at the same time, other than the weather being nice, there isn't a good reason to continue with the sprain. In which case we're going to lose this fire, so don't worry about keeping the fire. Let's move the whole kit and caboodle indoors. Drop the guts. Now harvest the rabbit by hand. Harvest the hides by hand. Then we'll have to go update that note saying we've got some rabbit and guts here. So that in the future I can remember what I've got where. So to the notes, enables saplings, 2 guts and 2 rabbit hides. Hydrate up, eat some cattails. I'm not going to sleep for very long. I only need to sleep for 4 hours to get rid of that sprain. And early night, which is what it will be, is if you need to walk during night, it's probably the best time during night to walk. So that's what we'll plan on doing, is we'll plan on taking the night trip through the canyon. The rest of this stream run usually doesn't involve running into any wolves, so it's pretty safe here to when we enter Mystery Lake. At this point, I'd basically only run into wolves if I was actively carrying the rabbit stuff, which is why I scarf the meat down like ASAP, and then not bringing the guts and hides with me. You can hear the little bit of the waterfall where this river actually takes a jump down from where its source is. Just to the left of where that is, there is a way up on foot, so we don't have to basically kind of follow the river without following the river at this point, and we'll get up to the entrance to the canyon. Transition area that is the canyon. Here's the cave. Well, here's the train tunnel that goes out to Mystery Lake via the canyon. So from here till Mystery Lake, we should probably only be taking damage from being too cold. So if we stop every once in a while to warm up, then we shouldn't be really taking any damage. It's pretty safe from here to Mystery Lake. No predators spawn in here. I think there's 3 patches of rabbits that spawn in here. 1 patch of deer, 3 patches of rabbits, if memory serves. The most dangerous obstacle is what we're about to reach, which is a bit where the bridge isn't completely out, but it's out by train standards, right? Train can't just roll along here without one of the rails. In the visibility here, I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to see where to go, but a little bit of trouble does not equate to enough trouble to stop me,
Need to
so I
find
was able
some
to
place to
reasonably cross.
escape this cold.
Based on how cold it is, we're going to have to stop at the next cave to warm up. It's sounding more and more like a blizzard starting. Again, this is still a fairly safe place to be, even in the blizzard. Right? It's hard to get lost in the canyon.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Okay, we're not warm enough here unless we start a fire. Though I'm not sure if this cave, if the train tunnel cave actually counts as a cave for the purposes of warmth bonuses. No, there is a cave in here, and I suspect, well, not in the tunnel, but I mean in the canyon, where we'll get a warmth bonus. And with the warmth bonus, we might actually be warm enough to be warm this early stage. So we got an upcoming switch area. And one of the switch areas leads off to an area with a cave, so I'm going to go into that cave and warm up. Yeah, this is the case in a lot of Long Dark where you got a plan on where you're going. There isn't anything really going wrong, so it's calm and contemplative. We are taking condition damage, so there's a little bit of risk with what we're doing right now. Is we're gaining a bunch of condition damage. That isn't necessarily the best, but we should be able to recover a lot of condition damage when we get where we're going. It's a nice long rest with recovering a bunch of condition. So right now we're trading getting to where we want to be or taking immediate damage, making things in the interim a little more risky. Let's see if I go far enough back. Yeah, far enough back, we're actually warm in this cave, which is good to know. We're not very warm in this cave, and we do need to warm up before we head out. So we're not gonna... We're gonna spend a match, light a fire. Right on the border between the cold and hot. It's usually the best place to put down. We don't want to burn that birch bark. Birch bark tea is really good, so if possible, we'd like to make a bunch of birch bark tea.
Come on.
But that requires 2 birch bark per tea. We've only found 1 birch bark.
That's done.
We're gonna warm up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay in the warm portion and read a book for an hour.
I could eat anything right now.
Means I can collect that boiled water. We're now fully warm. Do I want to warm a tea up? Well, yeah, let's warm a tea up. We'll actually warm 2 teas up. So we'll heat up a reishi tea and heat up a reishi tea. Not a reishi, a rosehip tea. We're going to eat a little bit of cattail, both to reduce the carrying capacity and to have some calories so that we're not... we basically want to get well-fed. Well-fed will get us a 5 kilogram carrying capacity bonus. Apparently we have a person who said hi probably when they were viewing and then stopped viewing when I wasn't paying attention because I've been focusing on the run more. If they ever pop back in to see this VOD later, doing good. We're not completely going wrong. We are going to drink one of those teas just to get the warming up bonus and the calories from it. We're going to pull the rest of the heat out of this campfire. Oh, no, he's still here. Okay. Everything's going well. I guess the OBS stream status is not very good at telling me when people come and go. Grab some reishi mushroom on our way. So this is the canyon. The upper portion of the canyon's really safe. And the lower portion is only unsafe if you don't have the energy / carrying capacity to climb to the upper portion, because that'll force you down through into... oh, now I'm forgetting the zone. But it's the zone with all the timber walls, so the timber walls can be a bit of a problem if you're not prepared for them. Okay, so the wind has blown out our torch, which is fine, which means we'll have to use another match when we want to warm back up again. Based on how the time's going, I'm probably going to end this stream when I get to the cabins, well, the trailer cabins on this end of Mystery Lake. But we should be getting there mostly intact, most of the hit points in. This is a continuation of the video I streamed earlier. The first portion is on YouTube if you don't want to watch, well, if you're not watching recently enough to see it on Twitch, because I think the first version is only going to be up for 7 days on Twitch. You know, the first part. And yeah, this run... well, this attempt is going a lot better than the first attempt. The first attempt, I actually died. Basically had the same spawn as this one, but I died on the transition from Desolation Point to Coastal Highway, whereas this one, Desolation Point went really well, and the exit from the transition zone into Coastal Highway went really well. So this one's going a lot better. This area that we're walking through right now is really good if you can see. Well, if you can see, you can pick up a lot of birch bark in here. Due to the low visibility and the wind chill, making me need to go through here fairly quickly. I probably won't see all that much. Yeah, this run is going well. Conditions not looking the best right now, but we'll get most of that back when we take a long rest. Which is, again, probably where we'll stop this stream, as we'll go to the cabins, take a long rest, get a bunch of this condition back. And then the next stream we'll probably be exploring Mystery Lake.
I've been so hungry.
Mainly looking for a bedroll. Bedroll is what we're hoping to find in Mystery Lake. If we find a lantern as well, that'd be really good. Because that's kind of what I need for the trip up to the backpack.
Can't feel my feet.
Yeah, Interloper, to be fair, a lot of the problem I run into in Interloper is the starts. There are lots of places that I can random into spawning that I'm not used to spawning in. So a lot of my Interloper runs in experience either tend to be really short, because I get a spawn I'm not used to, or they go decently long, and then I get frustrated when an update comes in and I decide it's time to stop and do something else. We'll see how long this one goes. I think the grand plan, if I can get it to start to go really well, is do something similar to what I've already done on Stalker, which is, what is it called? Careful Cartographer achievement. I won't technically have the achievement pop up because I've achieved on Stalker before, but this Interloper run is running reasonably well. But the first step in a lot of Interloper runs is getting your tools squared away and getting the backpack and well fed, so you've got the good carrying capacity to move around.
Never felt so cold in my life.
And then once you've got all of that, you want to take down a bear. Well, as many bears as you can, probably. If you can find a moose, take down a moose, so that you can have their equipment for more carrying capacity and more warmth. Actually, what's the time of day? Okay, you know, we can probably sleep through till it gets bright enough that we can actually see the contents in here. So I won't light a torch. I was very tempted to light a torch so we can loot this building before the long rest. Yeah, I've definitely made dumb mistakes or risky mistakes on Interloper, and I've had it bite in the butt. Frequently, surprise wolves are the doom of me. Everything's going really well, and the wolf jumps you, and I don't do the spam click wolf struggles, so you can get into situations where the RNG is against you on the click and hold with the struggle. So I'm gonna take the long rest here, and this is probably where I'm gonna end the stream, unless it's bright enough to immediately start looting the building when I finish this. But I hope you all have a good afternoon. It's an afternoon where I am. Yeah, not quite bright enough. It will be later, but not quite bright enough. This is where I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. The first part's already up on YouTube, and the failed run from the night before last is also up on YouTube. The username on YouTube is pretty much the same as it is here on Twitch, with the only difference being that it's got an 100 at the end, so it's willcall100.